village where Cabello lived, night was not feared. It was respected. People finished their work before the sun touched the hills. Fires were fed early. Doors were closed softly, not slammed. Children were called inside before the frogs began their chorus, not because something always happened at night, but because something could. Cabello had grown up hearing the warnings. Everyone had. Do not whistle after dark. Do not answer your name if it is called at night. Do not sleep low to the ground. And above all, do not walk near the river when the moon is young. Cabello remembered that warning as he followed the river path home. He remembered it and ignored it. He had stayed late at his uncle's homestead, helping repair a fence damaged by rain. By the time he left, the sky had already dimmed to a deep blue, the moon still hidden behind the hills. The path home ran alongside the river for a short distance. The air there was cool and damp, carrying the smell of mud and slow water. Reeds leaned inward, brushing one another softly, as if whispering. Cabello adjusted the sack of mealy meal on his shoulder and walked faster. That was when he heard breathing. Low, careful, close to the ground. Cabello stopped. The breathing stopped too. His stomach tightened. His grandmother's voice rose uninvited in his mind. If it stops when you stop, do not turn. He swallowed and kept walking. Behind him, something scraped softly against stone. Then came the laugh. Not loud, not cruel. Pleased. Cabello broke into a run. The thing crossed the path ahead of him and stood upright. It was small, no higher than his knee, but its body was thick and compact, tight with strength. Its arms were too long, hanging low, fingers curled inward. Its skin gleamed darkly, wet like river clay. Its mouth stretched into a grin. Its eyes glowed faintly, like embers buried beneath ash. Cabello gasped. The Tokoloshe smiled. Then it vanished. Not faded, vanished, as if the night itself had swallowed it whole. Behind Cabello, water splashed. The elders would later say that was the moment it swallowed its stone. Cabello did not remember reaching the village. He remembered dogs barking, voices shouting, hands gripping his arms as he collapsed near his mother's doorway, gasping for breath that would not come. When he tried to speak, his voice broke apart. The elders came quickly. They did not ask what he had seen. They asked where he had been. The river, Cabello whispered. His grandmother closed her eyes. One of the elders spoke quietly. Who in your family has enemies? Cabello shook his head. No one. The elder nodded grimly. Then someone promised without choosing. That night, they raised Cabello's bed on bricks. The Tokoloshe came anyway. It did not rush. It did not strike. It sat on Cabello's chest like careful weight, pressing the air from his lungs. His arms felt pinned, though nothing touched them. He smelled damp earth, old water, rot. Breathing brushed against his ear. Then a voice, thin and pleased. Cabello. His name, spoken gently. Cabello squeezed his eyes shut. He did not answer. The weight lingered for a long time. Then slowly, it lifted. Cabello lay shaking until dawn. The nights that followed were worse. The Tokoloshe scratched beneath the bed. It tugged at the blanket. It whispered names. His mother's. Names of people long dead. Sometimes it laughed softly. Sometimes it was silent. Cabello grew thin. His appetite faded. His strength left him. His eyes sank deep into his face. On the third night, the Sangoma arrived. She burned herbs and spoke to the corners of the room. She watched Cabello carefully, then shook her head. "This thing was not sent for you," she said. Cabello looked at her, hollow-eyed. "It follows you because you saw it," she continued. "But it waits because it is owed." "Owed what?" Cabello whispered. She hesitated. "Someone asked for harm," she said at last. "They promised a soul, but they were not allowed to choose whose." Cabello's mother inhaled sharply. The Sangoma nodded. "The Tokoloshe chooses from blood, not distance." Cabello understood then why it had not killed him, why it only weakened him, why it waited. That night, the Tokoloshe showed itself again. It stood at the foot of the bed, fully visible, water dripping from its skin. Its eyes glowed brighter now. "You see me," it said, pleased. Cabello's grandmother stepped forward, scattering ash across the floor. "You have taken enough," she said firmly. The Tokoloshe tilted its head. "I was promised," it replied. "And you will go," she said. The Tokoloshe smiled. "Not yet." It vanished. 2 nights later, Cabello's cousin fell ill. The sickness came quietly. No struggle, no warning. By morning, he was gone. That night, the scratching beneath Cabello's bed did not return. The weight never pressed on his chest again. The Tokoloshe had been paid. Cabello lived, but he never slept close to the ground again. Even now, years later, when the reeds whisper without wind and the river shifts for no reason, Cabello feels the night watching him. Not hungry, not angry, just remembering.